Hello, it's Yita, and today I thought I would talk to you a little bit about the summer between GCSEs and A-levels, and just give you some advice on how you should sort of spend it in order to make that transition from your GCSEs to A-levels a bit easier. A lot of you have been asking me, what should I do to prepare for A-levels? What should I be doing this summer? It is a very long period where you have so much time on your hands, and it can be very easy to misuse this time. I feel like I did not make the most of my summer after GCSEs, and I kind of still regret it even now. So hopefully this advice might be useful. I don't have a lot of it because at the end of the day, it's your summer. You choose how to spend it. I don't think there is such thing as a wasted day, and so even if you don't actually do anything all summer, I don't think that's wasting it. I think it just, maybe you could have used it in a better way, if that makes sense. But let's get into the advice. So the first thing I would say is relax. You will never have this little responsibility and this little pressure probably for the rest of your life. I mean, once you finish A-levels, you do have to sort of prepare for uni. You might have to work, you might have to, it's going to be slightly more stressful than preparing for A-levels. So I really think you should just take the time to relax. It is the summer holidays. You've just been doing exams. You need to rest. You need to recharge. You need to just have fun. That should be your priority this summer. Before I go into any of the other things you need to do, you just need to have fun. You just need to relax. That is the priority, I think, in the summer holidays. The second thing is that so many people ask me, should I be studying? Should I be preparing for A-levels? Should I be revising GCSE content? And the answer to that is no. I don't think that you should be doing schoolwork in the summer because you've just finished your GCSEs, which is a very separate thing from your A-levels. And so I don't think you should be spending loads and loads of time studying. Would I recommend, let's say you're doing maths A-levels and there was a topic at GCSE maths that you didn't really understand, maybe going over that? Yeah, why not? You don't have to spend days and days doing this. You can just pick a week closer to September to just do a couple of hours of that topic. But actually trying to teach yourself A-level content, I think is pretty useless. It's not going to work. Your teachers are there to teach you when the time comes. I just don't think it's worth trying to learn the A-level content. I did a tiny bit of that and none of it helped. But the third thing I would say is the one thing that you can do to prepare for A-levels is find out which exam board you're doing for each of your A-levels and then find the specifications and just read over them to just get an outline and understanding of what your course is going to look like. That will be quite useful because not all teachers sort of outline the specification and you can just feel a bit lost when you start that A-level. That's how I felt for history. I did look at the specs, but I didn't really understand where that topic was placed in history. This is the Wars of the Roses topic. I didn't realise that the Wars of the Roses happened just before the Tudor period, which is actually embarrassing. The fact that for literally half the year, I didn't even know where this was in place of history. I knew the dates, but I didn't really know what was happening around that time. I don't know why, it just didn't click for me. And I think if I had spent just a little bit more time researching the topic, I would have understood that a bit sooner. So what I would say is look at the specification, understand the sort of direction of the course, and put the topics in the context of sort of what they are. So then the fourth thing is, if you do have any summer homework or transition work, which I did get, do it. Transition work can be very, very useful. That's the one thing I would say, if you're trying to sort of prepare for A-levels, do the transition work. That is literally there for that purpose. The transition work that I received was actually really, really important, especially for English and history. For English, I had to read 4 books. These are the coursework books, which we weren't actually going to read in class together. And so it was absolutely necessary to read them. Any transition work that you get, don't leave it for the last minute. I'd also say don't do it early in the summer because you might just forget that stuff and then it will be difficult to refresh. Do it in the middle of the summer holidays. I think that's probably the best time to do it. Then the fifth thing that I think you should do over the summer, which I didn't know about, no one told me this. I really feel like I would have benefited from it so much. I'm still trying to sort of almost catch up from not doing this over the summer. a year ago, and that is, if you know what subject you want to study at university, and I know that's a bit far off, but if you kind of know what you want to do, read around the subject, find books from the library, find articles, find podcasts, documentaries, and immerse yourself in the subject, but sort of outside of the course. So it doesn't matter what you're doing in lessons for your A-level course. If you're, for example, for me, I want to study psychology. I'm very interested in trauma at the moment. This is not part of my course at all. I'm just very interested in the sort of, how does the mind change after trauma? That is something that really fascinates me and I want to look into more. So I bought a book called The Body Keeps the Score, which I'm reading at the moment. Things like that. If something interests you, find a book about it and read it. And the reason why you should do this is because this is the kind of thing that you need to talk about in your personal statement, which you're going to have to write at the end of year 12/summer holiday of year 12. And you're not going to have time to do all this reading during year 12. I mean, you might have a bit of time, but honestly, you're going to be so busy that extra stuff is going to be the last thing on your mind. And leaving it for the next summer, year 12 summer, is a bit too late. I have been doing a little bit over the year, but I still have so much that I sort of need to read, and I wish that I just read more in the GCSE summer before year 12. So if you do know what you want to do, read books around it. Like, that's what I would say to do. I think that's going to help you the most. But the next thing is, if you don't know what you want to do after your A-levels, if you don't know if you want to go to uni, if you want to do an apprenticeship, if you don't know what subject you want to do, anything like that, then I would say this is a good time to research that. You know, go and have a look at different unis, different courses, different apprenticeships. This is a perfect time to do your research. So get online and try to figure some things out before year 12. Then the seventh thing is that summer is a really good time for work experience, which is a good thing to put on your personal statement as well. But also, you might just want to make some money. Working over the summer can just be a good idea, you know, whether that's working in a cafe or doing something that's more specific to the uni degree that you want to do. There's also really good virtual work experience ones as well. Like, I would recommend SpringPod, which I'll link down below. I did a work experience with them for over like 2 weeks, and it's sort of like it's like a course mixed with work experience, and it was specifically for psychology, and I quite liked it. So there's lots of different work experiences that you can do, which also can be a very good way to spend the summer. Another thing is, do things that you normally don't have time to do. So whether that's, you know, writing, painting, learning a new language, things that you can never divide the time for because they're always bigger priorities. But these are things that are still so important. Just doing things that you enjoy, doing things that you love. And I think the summer is just the perfect time for that. Like, you'll never have more time than in the summer holidays. So I would definitely recommend to do that. Then the last thing to do is, closer to September, obviously the physical preparations of going back to school, going into A-levels. So, you know, get the stationery that you need for sixth form, write down any key dates in your planner, all these things which you need to do to sort of get ready for back to school. And I will make more sort of back to school related content closer to September. I will probably upload another stationery haul, you know, tips for year 12, sort of first day back to school, you know, morning and night routine, things like this. So more advice will be coming regarding getting ready for year 12 in particular, because I have just done that. But that will be later, close to September. I think it's just really important to sort of enjoy your summer. And so I'm not gonna like hammer down on the back to school content when we've just finished school. Like, it's only the start of summer, so I think, you know, chill, relax. But yes, I hope that this video was somehow helpful and that you've gained some sort of useful information in it. Please enjoy your summer. The weather is so nice at the moment and I'm really loving it. So yeah, thank you so much for watching and I hope you have a lovely day. Bye.